Well, we're back. It's spooky season, and we've got a doozy of a film to talk about this week. It's none other than The Mean One. You're a mean one, Mr. Finch. Finch, do you ready for your nuggets? I've never seen a movie so hell bent on not saying it's intellectual property ownership. So, this is a spoof on, of course, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. I guess the IP property had become public domain, and they Pooh, Blood and Honey are making horror films out of beloved children's classics, and this one is no different. This is gory, this is violent, and the ending is just mind-boggling. uh, this is not to be taken seriously, unlike The Exorcist. Equally bad, but for on purpose bad.
Yes, this is a film that you watch with your friends. You occasionally have a couple of beers and just rip on the entire time you watch it. Watch Mystery Science Theater 3000 style. Just like this is one of those films where you will laugh your ass off.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into the synopsis. In a sleepy mountain town, Cindy witnesses the murder of her parents by a bloodthirsty green figure in a red Santa suit. 20 years later, the Christmas hating monster begins to terrorize the town once more. Cindy finds new purpose, stopping the creature, saving the holiday. Oh, so weird. All right, let's see who's in it. All right, well, let's see who was just in this masterpiece. David Howard Thornton. David Thornton. I guess they're cousins. Christy Martin played Cindy. She was fun. Chris Sanders. Who was he supposed to be? Emmy Rose Schumacher played Mayor McBean. Mayor McBean. McBean saved the clown. Flip Kobler played Lou, and Rachel Winfrey played the bartender. Finch, you want fries with that? He was the most standout character if you couldn't figure it out. All right, well, let's try to get through this one. All right, Billy, you're gonna have to tell me what worked for you. I know the campiness is right up your alley, but
yes, because I'm a fan of Troma films. I'm a fan of I watched the original Little Shop of Horrors, not the musical one, because Roger Corman directed the very first Little Shop of Horrors with Jack Nicholson in Bill Murray role of the sadistic patient that wanted to be tortured by the doctor. And of course, the plant won in the end. But we're not talking about Little Shop of Horrors. We're talking about The Mean One, which has a guy, that Thornton guy. He's actually in another horror movie franchise called The Terrifier.
Oh.
Terrifier 1 and 2. He plays Art the Clown, who's a very creepy killer character. And here he plays a Grinch that, as cheesy as this movie looks, I'd still say the makeup actually looks on par, if not better, than the Jim Carrey one.
Yeah, the teeth, the face mask, I think it does almost looks like a puppy. You know what I mean? Like the way the snout is and everything. But yeah. I think the makeup was really on point. So I totally concur with you. The makeup, the FX for that were really good for a low budget film like this. But worked?
The acting is horrible, but it is still funny.
Yeah. I mean, what worked was the fact that this movie didn't take itself seriously. It knew it was a comedic parody from the onset, and it knew it just had to make silly bloody murders, and characters that you thought, oh, they're toast, survive, like the woman that got stuck in the the freezer.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh, that's the end of her. She's gonna freeze, and they're gonna do some hokey thing where he's gonna push her and she's gonna fall into 1,000 pieces. I think that's what they wanted, but then the budget didn't match up, so they just went with, nah, you know what, just let her out.
Oh, actually, I think that one they did intentionally, because they were like, Okay, let's just have that just to be like the fake out one.
Yeah, or a fake out. Yeah, but
Because they also
mhm.
had like the mistaken packages sent to people, like where what was it? They sent jingle bells by mistake instead of something else, and that's what got the diner guy killed
Mm.
because he opened up a package and it was filled with bells.
Oh, ding, 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 and it pissed him off. And oh, yeah, yeah. So what worked? These gory kills were reminiscent of some of your favorite slashers that you might have seen in the 70s and such, 70s and 80s. I thought that worked for this film, though it did get delivered very cheesily. Um, it was funny and it did do the job. It was like over the top ridiculous with some of these kills with the candy cane and the scene where he's like waving at people and they're in the diner and you see his like creepy hands jumping around. You're like, what? What's gonna happen? And he like kills the entire group that was in the diner that was out partying.
Also, you gotta
Um
love that Cindy Lou like does like gift wrapped candy cane shotguns and handguns, and all of her guns that she used to hunt the mean one are all gift wrapped.
I love that there was a training montage. I love that. I thought that was hilarious. Gonna push it to the limit. You're gonna kill the Grinch on Christmas Day to the limit. It was just what is going on? And of course, she gets the sage old wise man that teaches her how to shoot guns and kick ass.
Dr.
And
Zeus.
Dr. Zeus, we know what you did there. We get it, Dr. Zeus. And how about that? For me, I really like the narration. His whimsical little
Yes.
limericks were very funny, and I know overall it was kind of a highlight of the film. I think those were some of the strongest points. Uh, is there anything else that worked for you that you want to mention?
Well, also I just like even towards the end, I mean, you knew some of the stuff was coming. I mean, come on. When they had like, oh, she's ready to like kill the Grinch, but then wait, you kept it all these years? She,
Yeah.
she's nice to him, and all of a sudden, like his heart grows 3 sizes too large, and he dies because his heart explodes.
I thought that was very clever. I thought that was extremely clever. You better move. What? A boom. It was like, wait, what? That's how it is? Oh god. 'Cause she shoots the shit out of him, like just straight up Tupac him, you know what I mean? Like 9 times. And he kept going. So I was like, damn, how's she gonna beat this dude? And then she had those flash bombs, and I'm like, and then the fucking bomb that she had with the Christmas tree with the fakest fire ever. And I was like, and that happened. And I'm like, kind of like, okay, how the hell are they gonna wrap this up? And then they do that. And I was like, oh god, this is hysterical. This is the silliest but funny and on point thing ever done. Well, that's what worked. Let's talk about what didn't work. And I'm not just gonna say the whole movie. Well, what didn't work for me, obviously, besides the acting, was the way the film was shot. I'm not sure what they shot this on, but it had this weird hue, almost like a 90s. I don't know if they were going for this or not, but it had like that 90s look, that almost Vaseline on the lens type of thing going on. And that kind of bugged me after a while. So that didn't work for me. Um the boyfriend or love interest for Cindy, the policeman, he just disappeared towards the last half of the movie. It was like, dude, like come up and at least try and then get knocked out. Like if he at least if he got knocked out, I'd be like, oh man, he tried and he just got knocked out. But no, he just like, nah, I'm gonna sit this one out, Cindy. I'll be at home having margaritas, figure that shit out, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, and then on that ending, like the very, very ending where, oh, Christmas is back. Oh, it's back for now. It's just
Yeah, the
too.
whole like social media, like, oh look, these are a bunch of videos of people probably shot on their iPhones.
Yeah, it was weird. It was the cinematography on this was very weird. And the other thing that was weird was it didn't really have a soundtrack, or the soundtrack was so subtle I couldn't hear it. I don't know. It was very weird. And all those like TV reporter bits that they were doing were like unnecessary because those were very like I've seen better stuff by people on YouTube when it comes to those TV reporter breaks. I don't know why they even bothered. And in all honesty, it was just so like off. It's like, hi, I'm completely not a camera person or a news person at all. But you're gonna listen to me anyway. You know, it was just very awkward and off placed. I understood the point of it because somebody's got to report the news, but in a sleepy town that far up north, I don't think it would make national news. So, all right, well, that's what didn't work for me. What didn't work for you?
Well, also, I didn't like when they did the news segments, they would cut away to like man on the street stuff, and that stuff would actually look even worse than the stuff they shot in the movie because they let people be in the film, like just random people. And it looked like a lot of that was like cell phone video. It was,
Yeah.
or just like webcam video. It was, when I say that, I mean like we have better production value than that.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks to
I
our
mean,
buddy Jace. Yeah.
I mean, right now, my setup looks better than the setup of some of those home videos.
Yeah, it was very awkward. A lot of it was awkward. What else didn't work for you?
I also, well, I felt like at the end they could have just left it without doing the cutaways. That like just as they fade away to the black, don't go to the news thing. Don't do like the stories and all that stuff. And I mean, it was just predictable to say the least.
Yeah. Very predictable. I mean, you knew it was gonna be predictable, even despite that out of this world ending. I think that was the only highlight that I could say was original. Like it it went along with the original story, but like the way they did it was quite clever. I actually appreciated that part. That was probably the most fun I had in the film. And if you're curious about seeing this movie, you can buy it on Blu-ray. It's available in stores, or you can rent it on Amazon, which is what I did because I don't want to keep it. This is a one and done for me, baby. All
Oh
right,
yes, this is definitely something you watch once and never again. But
never again, unless you want to
if you
torture me.
do watch it, you watch it with your friends. You
Yeah,
have drinks. There should be alcohol involved,
yep.
and there should be snacks.
Lots of snacky snacks. Let's get into the reception. Well, as you can see, The Mean One took a big hit in its release in 2022. I don't think critics would have gotten it because they wouldn't understand the obvious parody aspect of it. And it's supposed to be campy. And I'm sure that they were like, I don't get this. So, yeah. But on the other hand, the fans were like, this sucks too. So it's got a pretty low score. However, it's still got a higher score than the Batman and Robin film. So at least there's something to be said for that. Yeah, it's not a movie that you're gonna nominate for an Oscar, that's for sure. Uh, let's wrap it up, buddy. The Mean One is a campy classic, certainly great for those who enjoy really well done makeup and a lot of very gory kills. However, the acting is on a strange level that you're wondering, wow, they actually greenlit this? And it also makes you wonder, how come the lunch lady didn't get more time? Because she nailed those lines of blocking them for saying the Grinch. She actually, to me, was one of the best actors in the film. And that's low bar, though. The bar is bottomed out. Again, this is a one and done type of movie. I don't see myself watching this again unless somebody else pays for it. And it's probably it's probably a really good movie to watch around Halloween with a bunch of your friends because it's a campy, cheesy, dumb slasher that they'll get a kick out of that you guys can all laugh about. And that's it, man. I like the idea of a new mythos that gets created out of it. Some people go hunting the mean one up in the mountains of New City. I thought that that part was at least clever and something they could roll with, and obviously could make another one if somebody scrounges up 6 beers and 17 people. Because I feel like this was made with, hey, you want a beer and be in my movie? Oh yeah, sure. Kind of like you in college, right? Isn't that how
Yeah.
you got in your movie? You want a beer? I need you to be the bad guy in my movie. Sure thing. So, have you have footage of that still, or is that all gone?
Oh, the Captain Inebriated Beer Boy.
Yeah,
I think I actually have that footage somewhere.
yeah. I'd love to show that one day. That'd be funny. I think I was like an executive or something like that. Anyway, um, yeah, it's a one and done. But what's your last look at it, Bills?
Well, let's see what I said. Well, actually, I said it in a text earlier today. I was like, when you asked me like which one's worse, this or The Exorcist, I had to say, The Exorcist had took itself seriously. These people knew it was a B movie. At best, had fun with this train wreck. It was like watching a student film. Yeah, I admit it. I would have been pissed if I had paid like $20 and waited like 45 minutes of freaking trailers and stuff. But just like in a room full of people with pizza and beer and stuff like that, sitting on a Sunday afternoon watching this and laughing our asses off. This is kind of fun because this is one of those films where you're going to laugh. It's not going to be one of those ones like Cocaine Shark where you're going to be like, what did I do wrong? Please, I'm sorry. And yes, I did see Cocaine Shark, but that one was actually because I lost a bet. This is not like that.
Right.
This one, I actually saw this because like people were like, this thing's going to be horribly bad, but it should be funny. And they were right. It was funny.
It was so bad. It's good. I can see this as like a midnight horror series that they do at the theater just for like a quick couple of bucks. Something that people find so cheesy, kind of like The Room, where they throw spoons, but maybe they throw like Christmas ornaments at the screen instead of spoons.
Candy canes.
Candy canes, yeah. But like Rocky Horror Picture Show when they used to throw stuff at the screen.
Yeah,
I know that must have been a nightmare for the
cleanup crew.
Yeah, ushers. Like when I used to do that as a teenager, and we had, I think it was Prince of Persia. We had so many kids, and it's just like as soon as you open the door and walk in the theater, it's like crunch, 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 all that popcorn. But yeah, this is a movie. So we don't have a movie for you next week. We will see something, and we will be back next week to discuss it. However, it's a mystery, so it's a mystery movie, and it's Halloween. So maybe we'll do a classic movie. Maybe we'll look back at like Hellraiser or something. So
just not that more recent Hellraiser.
No,
we did that already. And
let's look at Hellraiser 3.
I will make you pay for that. Even this was not the revenge. This is not the revenge.
Yeah, this is going to be another one that's going to be the revenge. But yeah, we'll dive into something next week that's something a little bit more recent, but still kind of decent to watch because we watched 2 bad ones in a row. I think we need to cleanse the palate. Is there anything you can think of?
As well, I'm just trying to think of things and thinking of what not to watch. There's a lot not to watch.
Yeah. Well, Five Nights at Freddy's just came out. Maybe we'll do that.
We'll probably love that. The algorithm will reward us if we do that.
Yeah, probably. All right, let's do Five Nights at Freddy's.
It'll be our most viewed video.
All the little kids will be watching. Who are those 2 fat white guys? I'm not a white little kid. I'm a lotta. All right, so until next week, we really appreciate you checking us out. I'm Captain Joe Dove, and that's Billy Lou Who. Be sure to check us out on all of our socials at To Be Seen. Please be sure to give us a like. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. It helps us out, and it'll make you feel good spiritually. I promise. Your heart will grow 3 more sizes, but you won't die this time. So please do that. And then follow us on all the fun social medias at To Be Seen, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, all that fun stuff. If you have a suggestion, be sure to comment below. Let us know a movie that we should watch, whether it be horror or something similar, and we'll talk about it a week after your comment. And of course, if you enjoy my sultry voice, thank you so much. Check me out on Pop Culture. Not Pop Culture, that's the wrong slide. Be sure to check me out at the Captain's Quadrant. That is my weekly Star Trek show that I do with Jason Roy Gaston. He is my co-host with the most. Big fan of Star Trek. This guy is the wealth of knowledge of Star Trek. We love talking it every week. So please be sure to check out the Captain's Quadrant on YouTube / Captain's Quadrant. And be sure to check out our friends Pop Culture Spread, where they're talking about movies and streaming news on their channel every Friday. That's gonna do it for me. Hopefully Five Nights at Freddy's is gonna be the palate cleanser for us. It's gonna be better than the last two movies we watched, right? Right, Billy?
Hopefully.
All right, until next week, I appreciate you. Please let it be better than these other two movies. Have a good night, guys.